Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get going here. So we have the Four of Discs tonight, which if you watched any of my readings and we ever get to talking about what our favorite cards are, you know that this is my favorite card of all of them. For me, it really indicates a sense of things coming into harmony in your domestic life, in your work life, possibly with health, in the physical world, right? That's what we're dealing with when we look at this card. And to me, it speaks very much of kind of being at home base, right? Kind of going through maybe like a little bit of a homebody kind of energy, right? Which for me, I love it. That's me through and through. So I'm happy to see that today. Now let's take a look and see what these tea leaves are going to say. And immediately they're telling me that you have a visitor. You have somebody who has probably transcended their physical form. They maybe passed away. But it could also be that this is somebody who is still in their corporeal body, which is your physical body, right? But for one reason or another, you are unable to communicate with them. Now, why do I say all this? Because I see that we have a large bird. You can see the wing, you can see the head here, the body. Yes, and it looks like a blue jay. So, this is a visitor. This is somebody coming through, they're like knocking at the door. Hello. Knocking at the window. Hello. You know? And so I want to see, what is it? What are they bringing you? What are they trying to say to you? What are they wanting you to notice? Now, I am guessing that this is a masculine person because we have eyes, we have the little nose, and we have, it looks like a mustache almost. Kind of a longer one, not a very neat, small, like a little pencil thin. I'm thinking of like John Waters, if you know who that is. Kind of mustache. No, this is kind of like more of like a longer, bushier type of deal we got going on here. And so I feel like this is maybe like a grandfather, brother, dad, maybe your neighbor, somebody you worked with. Now, I want to also go this way really quick. I see that we have, it looks like the name Rust or Rusty, okay? We have R-U-S-T, possibly a Y. It could be Rusty or it could just be Rust. I saw this when I was pulling up the cup and I said, is the universe trying to tell me to go watch A Christmas Story? That's his name, right? Rust or Rusty? Is it the son or is it the husband? I can't remember. If you know, oh no, not A Christmas Story. I'm sorry. A Christmas Vacation, right? The ultimate Christmas movie. If you are into holiday movies of any kind, well, I grew up on it, right? I'm of that age. And so I saw this and I said, hey, I'm going to put that thing on, but I'm going to wait a couple weeks here. Okay, let's get past Halloween first. But yeah, it could be a name. It could be the name of this person. It could be something else like they're trying to tell you about. But we're going to keep looking. So if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I read all of the comments. So I would love to hear from you. Now, I'm looking here. We have a person standing over right here. You can see the head. You can kind of see the body. Now, right in front of them, we have a beautiful flower. Okay, kind of growing. It looks, very healthy in bloom. Now down here, it looks like we have an older person again. You can see the eyes, you can see the nose and the mouth and kind of the hair over here. Kind of a sharp hairline right there. We also have a fish right in here, but it looks like fish bones, as you can see, kind of, the bones sticking out here. So I'm looking at this. Oh, and look at that. It looks like something's dripping from the flower, and this person is standing here holding maybe like a little bucket or something, getting that nectar, that sweetness there. So, what's going on here? I feel like some of this is old stuff, right? I feel like this older person here, it almost seems like this is a person that really kind of instilled in you, Pisces, a worry for money. Maybe this was a parent, maybe this was a grandparent. If you are my age or older, you might have grown up with somebody who was living through the Depression. And now the Depression, I'm speaking of the US. Now, I'm sure that there are all kinds of other economic events that have happened in different countries, wherever you're at. Maybe even during that period of time, the world economy was, suffering. I don't know. Honestly, I could not tell you. I only know about the American Depression. So I'm going to keep it real with you. That's all I know about during that period of time. Now, the fish represents money. Right? Resources, having something to put on the table or to pay for so you can put something on the table. But seeing it stripped down, all the meat of it is gone. And this person below, it makes me think that this is somebody who really has lived without, they have been through it. They have, basically been maybe in their youth or however old they were, when they were going through this, well, it feels like poverty, there being no, no safety net, right? There's no assurances that everybody was going to eat. And so, yeah, it makes sense that you would have somebody who grows up with that, what is it called? Scarcity anxiety, right? Because there's not enough of everything, and there's the anxiousness about that. And especially if that's like through a prolonged period of time, I think it can become kind of the default. And so I feel like you maybe grew up around this person. Maybe they took care of you. Maybe this was even your parent, right? But I feel like you adopted some of that anxiety. And I think it is a lot to do with finances. Now, I don't know that you have financial issues right now, but I do think that at times, even when you are doing pretty well, right? Anybody else would look at like your financial plan and your bank account or your investments or whatever, and they would think, okay, you're doing pretty dang good. But for you, there's always that worry, that what if I could be doing more? I should be doing more. What if things go south? And that all makes sense. It's rational. But here's the deal. at some point we have to, decide, are we going to let this lead us? Is this going to be the thing that rules our life? Is this all we're going to think about? And for some people that works, and for others, not so much. So I think that this is like a time where you are, I think, working through some of this. I think that you are aware that you maybe feel a little bit confined to this anxiety, to this pursuit of more and more and more, okay? And not necessarily the thing that's bringing you ease in your life or joy or happiness or whatever, So, and this is going to sound cheesy, but I really do. I feel like this person coming through kind of pointing out to you that at some moment in your life, you're going to have to decide there needs to be something else. There needs to be something more than just worrying about the physical world stuff. Now, of course, it's easier said than done. Okay, I get it. I know. I say this, and at the same time, I worry just as much as anybody else, right? The only thing I have going for me is I'm pretty accustomed to poverty. So it's, you do what you gotta do. And that could be difficult for somebody who maybe doesn't, feel at least somewhat secure in knowing that, yeah, you'll make it work. We'll make it work, right? We'll figure it out. But I look down here and I'm seeing this, I just keep staring at it and I'm like, it's L-O, but the O looks like a heart, and then we have V, and then we have E, love, right? And that's the answer to it all, is love. But how do we get there, right? How do we get there where love, it doesn't have to be romantic, it's family, friendship, love of self, love of things, the world, impressions, feelings, emotions, right? Love, the most important love, maybe. I don't know. I think the love between you and a child maybe is the most important. But love with God, goddess, that divine thing, the cosmos, right? I see you really kind of coming into a chapter in your life where maybe there is a touch of sentimentality, a touch of romanticism, a touch of wanting to feel close to those you care about, to those who are around you that really mean something to you. Now, if that's people or animals or, you're somebody who's into fandom or whatever it is, I say lean into this. Follow this path, right? Follow this invitation into the world of love. Because I do see over here, we have the person standing there with a beautiful flower. And another person over here collecting the manna, the ambrosia, the amaret, right? These are the nectars of the gods. This is that substance that is all-encompassing. Now, there's a lot of speculation what that might be, but to me, it really points towards finding meaning in the subtle. We look at a flower, we smell the flower, we think, beautiful, how gorgeous. But do we know the sweetness that flows through that flower? Because that's it. It's hidden, it's subtle. It's something to be discovered. It is the mystery. And so I see you coming into this place of, yeah, almost transcendence. Having that moment where everything seems to be aligned. The world is as it should be, even if it doesn't feel like it. Everything is happening as it should. And the universe will look out for you. The universe will provide, if we understand it or not. So I see you really going into this period of, it feels like evolution of self. Really, really, I feel like expansion within the spiritual, the emotional aptitude, just growing, right? Not being afraid of who you are or what you feel or where you want to go with things. A deep sense of acceptance here. And I feel you being very much embraced by this family member, right? This family member who comes through. And I feel like it's a reminder. Continue to listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself. You know where you're headed. Even if you sit here and you say, I don't know what the heck to do, Lenor. The answer is within you. Now it's about finding the ears, right? Finding your ability to hear yourself. So we have a little butterfly here. We have an owl. We have a watcher. Interesting. So we do have somebody who is kind of taking, I think, interest in what's going on with you. Now, we're going to use our Radiant Sun Oracle, or Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards. And I just want to kind of see what's going on with this owl. We have the owl who is, if you could think of an owl just kind of sitting and watching, right? And I want to see who this is. What's going on? All right, so we're going to do probably 6. I always say 3. It ends up being 6. We'll just, oops. All right, we have riches, choice, vision, revenge, romance, control. Whew. All right, so this is somebody who I feel like this is somebody who has swift mood changes. They vacillate between romance and revenge, okay? And control, ultimately the need for control, right? And so I wonder if this is somebody that you maybe were with at one time. Maybe this is somebody who was interested in courting you and you said, nah, no thank you. And they continue to kind of fixate. But I do feel like this is a person that does have some kind of psychic ability. I feel like they maybe even are somebody who maybe is a practitioner of some kind. They participate in some kind of magic. I wonder if you have felt at times almost kind of like invasive thoughts recently. I almost wonder if this person is really trying to kind of really enact their control, you know, like, I mean, using spells or, you know, some kind of, it almost feels like a psyop. Like, they're using psychological tactics. I don't even know that it's like particularly magic as in like, you know, like sympathetic magic or like spell work, but it kind of feels like it's like wrapped into that. But in reality, I almost feel like they're manipulating you. I mean, really, and that's what it comes down to, I think. This person is for sure, very self-involved, okay? They're very, I feel like I want to say that they're not magically inclined because, you know, you just hope that anybody who really kind of transcends just the mundane, that they have good intentions, but that's not always the case. And, you know, I think that part of it too is they have money and they throw that around, and it's something that can be, I mean, it's appealing, right? But I feel like if you really thought about this person and really even just bringing them up, I can sense this feeling of, it's almost kind of like you wonder if they even have a soul, right? I don't know how else to say it. It seems like this is a person that just ruthless, unemotional, unless they need something or want something or whatever, right? Of course, there's always a choice. And I feel like for you, this is so much about protecting yourself, keeping this person out of your private life, not succumbing to their charms. Because I think you're very aware, but you get sucked back in, you know? It's like, this is your person who, when something goes wrong, you know, maybe you have a breakup or, you know, I don't know, some kind of incident or accident or, you know, whatever it is, something happens and you're trying to get through the dang thing, but you start to have these like, well, maybe I'll just text them, or maybe I'll just call and see how they're doing. And it's like, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. But you know for sure they're always going to pick up. But you also know it's opening a can of worms with a person who is undeniably ruthless and insatiable and self-involved. And, you know, when you're on their good side, when you're on their team, that might be wonderful. But the minute you do something they don't like and they turn, ooh, you've seen that as well. And you know better than going back. But here they are. You know, it's like chum in the water, right? That's like that fish stuff, ground up fish, I think. And they fish in the ocean for it. If you've ever seen like videos of like somebody in one of those cages and then they put the meat stuff around it and then the sharks show up, right? The great whites and all of that. It's like that. You know better. You know exactly what's in that water. But when you're in that place, that low place, and you think maybe this is the time, maybe this is the one time that things are going to go how they're supposed to. Maybe everything has changed just enough that this will work. Well, and then you know who shows up, right? Jaws, or whatever the shark's name is. All right, let's do our lucky numbers. We have number 24. 24. We have number 56, 24, 56, and 63. 24, 56, 63. Okay, so we're also going to do our inner child oracle cards, and I'm just going to go ahead, flip through, stop where it feels right. Number 17, go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. To try something daring. That's not calling that person, though. That's not the daring it's talking about. Maybe it is. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do, but just be mindful, right? We all have those people in our lives where we're like, yeah, I know I shouldn't, but maybe this is like the one time our friendship is going to go right. It's not. No. All right. So Pisces, I want to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Good night. Good night. Good night.